What professional courses or skills should I acquire or go for? Now, the answer to this question is not so simple because there are numerous skills out there, if not thousands of skills out there. How then do you know which one would be the ultimate fit for you and which one will guarantee you success in your career and take you to the next level? Now, there are certain factors, a combination of factors that we need to consider to be able to make this decision. One of such factors is, are you someone who already have a job? Do you already have a job? Are you someone who's working in a professional field or industry? If the answer is yes, then you need to ask yourself, am I looking to continue in this industry or profession in the next 5-10 years to come? Or am I looking to change to a completely different profession? If the answer is yes, that I'm looking to continue in this industry, then the skills or the professional courses that you should look out for are the ones that will make you relevant in that industry in the coming years. For instance, a professional accountant, someone who's been in financial accounting or audit for a few years, he suddenly realizes that, I need a new skill. I need to upgrade myself. If I continue at this rate, I've been doing the same thing for 5 years. If I continue at this stage, I might not remain relevant in this industry in years to come. He looks around and he realizes that, technology is really affecting the accounting industry. Technology and IT is affecting the way things are done in this industry. So if I must remain relevant in this industry, then I must acquire a skill that is IT related. I must go for a professional course that is IT related. That way, when IT comes, I'm going to be ready and waiting for it. So he has decided that he's going to go for something that will make him relevant. That's how that decision is made. Now, if on the other hand, you decide that you want to change to a completely different profession, then you need to ask yourself, is this new field I'm considering, is it related to what I'm used to already, or is it unrelated? If it's related to the field that you're used to already, then luck has it that, some of the skills that you already have will be transferable to the new field. So it's not going to be completely alien to you. So it won't be as if you're starting afresh. Therefore, the skills that you need to acquire will be skills that will just augment or complement the things that you already know. Let me give you an instance. Someone who's a lawyer and is looking to go into HR. Somehow, lawyers are a bit used to secretarial and administrative functions, and that's not far-fetched from HR. So the skills that he or she need to go for in HR now will be skills and certification in HR will be things that will just top up what he or she already know or what he or she already possesses. So that's for people who are already working. But for people who don't already have jobs and people who are unemployed, people who did courses that are not professional, this decision doesn't come so easy for you because you studied fishery, you studied animal science, you studied psychology, you studied religious science, and you don't have a job and you don't even know what professional course to go for. So you need to consider, you need to ask yourself some of these questions. The first question is, what are my interests? What are the things that I'm savvy about? What are those things that I'm interested in? What are those things that I find intriguing? For instance, I'm someone who I've always found technology exciting. I've always found IT exciting. That was how I knew from the onset that the IT, I have a place in IT. So you need to ask yourself this question. Now, if you're someone if there is something that you find interesting and something that you're very savvy about, the skills or the professional courses that you should go for, they might not be so far-fetched from those things that you're interested in or savvy about. Another question you need to ask yourself, what are my strengths and what are my weaknesses? What are the things that come natural to me and what are the things that I have to beat my head on the wall to be able to accomplish? Now, it makes sense that you go for the skills that your strengths would complement and your interest, your passion, your savviness will complement. Not skills that are very contrary to your area of weakness. Things that, skills that once you start, for instance, there are people who find arithmetic, people who find calculation, they find it daunting, and they're very scared of it. So it won't make any sense that you now decide, you can't try to beat your fear of arithmetic and go for something in arithmetic, but the probability that you're going to complete it might be very, very low. You might be better off going for something that are in the areas, in your area of strength, something in your area of interest, something in your area of savviness. So that's the second question. Now, the third question you need to ask yourself is your financial capability, because skills and professional courses cost money. So what can you afford? What skills, what professional courses can you afford, given your current economic circumstance, your current state, your current financial state? If you get something doing now and you save from now to 24 months, what are you going to be able to? How much will you be able to save up that will help you get what skills and what skills? So it doesn't make sense that you put your eye or you think of going for something that you can't afford. You just end up wasting time and possibly wasting money and not end up getting the skill. So that's the third consideration. Now, another very important consideration is where you see yourself. Where do you see yourself? Where do you see yourself? Where do you see yourself? That question is very, very serene. You need to sit down, close your eyes, and meditate and ask yourself, where do I see myself? I know it sounds very dramatic, but it's a very important question, because somewhere deep down inside of you, there is something that you really, really, really desire. I know you don't have a job. I know you're broke. I know you're confused. But if you take all these things away, in your moment of serenity, in your moment of zen and peace, there is something that you really, really, really desire for yourself. There's something, there's a skill, there's a dream, there's something that you really, really desire for yourself. Don't go and take skills. Don't go and do professional courses that are very contrary to those things that you desire for yourself. Because at the end of the day, you might still find yourself coming back to your first love. At some point in my career, I decided I was going to go back to school to get a fresh bachelor's degree, because I felt that I wasted 4 years in school studying economics. Because I asked myself, what am I doing? What use is this course to me right now? Because it doesn't have any correlation to the things that I want to become. I see myself in the tech industry. I see myself in the business of advisory industry. I see myself like, what am I doing with economics? I know some of you are there, so it will make sense that you go for a skill or a certification or a professional course that is somehow, even if it's indirectly related to where you see yourself. Where do you see yourself when you close your eyes? Where do you see yourself? Where are you headed? It might be 10 years, it might be 15 years, it might even be 2 decades to come, but you see yourself somewhere. You see yourself becoming a fashion designer. You see yourself becoming a speaker. You see yourself becoming a CEO of. You see yourself somewhere doing something. You see yourself owning your own restaurant. You see yourself doing something. So go for a skill. Go for a professional course that is somehow, even if it's indirectly, but it's related to the place that you see yourself. So that's it. Now, on a closing note, I just want to say something. There is really no one size fits all for this professional course or skills thing. Sometimes you need to try this, try that, and keep trying. A bit of a trial and error before you finally get to your destination, before you finally get to that point where, oh, okay, I'm finally there. It's like sometimes it's almost like a relationship. Some people are lucky, they date one person and then they just marry the person and they never get to worry about having a relationship again. Other people are not so lucky. Sometimes it's trial and error. They date this person, they date that person, they date that person, and then finally they meet, the person that closes the chapter for them and they are done with dating. It's a bit like that when it comes to acquiring a skill. I can't tell you how many skills I've tried my hands. I can't tell you how many professional courses I can't list them because there are so many. There are so many. I've tried trading forex. I've tried trading fixtures. I've tried learning music. I've tried rapping. I've tried. I can't list them. At various points in my life, I've tried doing a lot of things. But right now, there's some, I've gotten to the stage where I have this level of focus. It is finally begun to make sense for me. I can finally see, okay, so I did this for 4 years. I did that for 2 years. I did this for a year. Right now I'm here. If I put this together, it all makes sense now. Based on where I'm going and where I head. Okay, this is what I want to be. Okay, I see. But I didn't always know that I was going to be there. I was going to be here. If you asked me 5 years ago, 6, 7 years ago, if I saw myself here, I wouldn't tell you because I didn't know. But I was dynamic, I was moving, I was taking steps, I was making moves. I didn't just stay, and I wasn't just spending years thinking of what skills to acquire. I just went and did it. I took this skill in 3-4 months. I had this skill. 3-4 months I had this one. 3-4 months I had this one. At the end of the day, I was bagging everything. They didn't really make sense back then, but trust me, they time and time again, I've had to reach in and pull from those skills. So that's how it is. Oftentimes, there is no one size fits all. You've got to try your hands at this. You've got to try your hands at this. You've got to try your hands at. You've just got to keep trying. Both for people who have jobs and for people who are looking for jobs. When it comes to skills, you've just got to keep trying. But don't forget to ask yourself these questions that I've put out to you.